Once the creative director and the concept design has been approved, we move to the plan. And this is the third step in the strategy, and a very important step, because this basically tells us what channels we're building assets for, anything, if we want sales decks done or pitch decks or playbooks or anything here, the plan is the critical thing to get right. So on the right-hand side, you'll see our first draft of the plan. And you'll notice here also that the plan has an HTML page, again, to make the human in the loop process easy. It talks about the sequencing of what the different waves. So wave 1 is about how it looks, and the account name and the Substack URL and things like that. Wave 2 is actually how we produce the newsletter. So what's the reusable things? What's the look and feel look like? What are some of the agents perhaps that we might need to build in Claude to make this a weekly engine? Wave 3 is actually getting 3 editions out, and building all the launch assets, which happens in wave 4. Specifically, though, the system builds a very detailed list of assets. So, for example, here, the reusable design, every issue inherits. It talks also about what the format will look like, and so forth. The asset is the production engine. This is a single command routine in Claude. The Substack handle, which is some foundations and things like that. It then looks at the social tiles, an influencer outreach kit, so the messages, templates, who we're targeting, and things like that. It looks at things like a video and the output of that. And the idea is for you to, as a human in the loop, review this thoroughly, making sure that the detail in this is correct, because this is exactly what the AI Studio will build. Okay, so for example, this short launch video is an MP4. We're happy with that, but what we haven't given it is perhaps the time that you want the video to be. It might be a 6-second video or a 15-second video. That's not here. So you would probably tell Claude through a bit of back and forward to do that sort of thing. Now, if you don't do it now, you can always do it during the asset review process as well. So you can see here it's a very thorough list of everything that's being built. So it also looks at, interestingly, the agents that are going to build it. So this is the owner of it. This is the operator, which is the human in the loop, so forth. You can also see it by wave. So if you want to look at what's happening in parallel, you can have a look, and what are the dependencies and so forth. What I have noticed is that there's no editorial calendar. So I'm going to ask that to be added to one of the waves. Also, I need a PNG Substack email header. I also need a landing page on my Soundtrak website, with all the articles free to access, plus a link to Substack newsletter from the homepage under the signal. And it's not called, it's called the debrief. And you can see it's going to be adding that. When I refresh the page on the right, you'll see those things added. So on the right, you'll see that the plan has been updated and we've got the editorial calendar added to the plan. So overall, I'm comfortable with the plan. Now, if you want to change the plan later whilst building assets and things, that's fine. It's synchronized with the asset page. So any changes, or if you want to drop something or add to something, that's all doable. And this launch plan will be updated. So I'm going to approve the plan. And we're going to move now to building the assets. All in all, again, this should probably take an hour of your time.